Hi, Scott Lackman from 450 TV. Today, viewers, something pretty exciting. We're putting a bit of a shout out to the wider community to help this fellow, Marty Woodhouse from Kings and Queens of Canvas. How you going, Marty?
Good, thank you, Scott.
Now, Marty and I hooked up about 3 months ago, and he came to me at the business and said, "I've got this project, and I need a bit of help to promote it." So here we are. We're in front of the camera, and you've come a long way over the last few months since we first met. But just tell our viewers, what is Kings and Queens of Canvas?
Well, basically, Scott, it's a reality-based elimination art game show that is centred around the art culture of Australia. Basically, what we're trying to do is the management team and myself are in the process of getting our promotional video done, and basically we just need a bit of support from the general community and businesses alike.
We're standing here, Marty. It's a bit of a random spot in our local town, but behind us is what we all class as artwork. Artwork can come in many forms and fashions, and probably when we talk about what's behind us here, for the general public, graffiti. Is that the style of artwork you're talking about, or there's a few different ones?
Well, there's a few different types of street art that are out there, Scott, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to try to select the most socially accepted styles of art that everybody in the general public can actually relate to, as far as the different styles that are out there.
Yeah, because when we look at the street art, like there's murals, there's lettering, even caricatures, portraits. There's just so many varieties of what could be considered under the art umbrella. When we look at what's maybe behind us on the wall, how are you going to approach the community to be a bit more socially accepting of this street art?
Yeah, so the three styles that we've incorporated into the show are 3D, portrait, and old school lettering with characters, which we feel are probably the most socially accepted styles there are of art.
Marty, I'm a backer of you, mate. I think it's got great merit, and I hope the community sees the same, that we can get behind you, whether it be small business. I know in some of the notes, we're looking at maybe hairdressers or tattoo studios or common spaces in our community that we can actually give people an opportunity to come and display their talents and actually create art spaces as such. Is that where you're looking for that support, mate?
Well, in general, yes, bud, but I guess on a larger scale, the whole community as a whole, both locally and nationwide, because once we establish the art studio spaces, hopefully we can incorporate everybody into the spaces.
And we talk off camera, but this is for everyone. We're talking about Indigenous art. We're talking about all cultures, all religions, boy, girl, whatever. It's an inclusive idea that you want to try to have a collaboration of bringing everyone together.
Bring everybody together, yes, but yep, that's exactly. Yep.
It's a big dream, Marty, and I reckon you've got the heart and the ticker to support people behind it. If we were to ask our viewers, how can the community support you? We're going to have some links of how people can get in contact with you. So are we putting a bit of a shout out to artists, or at this probably early stage we're looking for some funding?
Yeah, well, I guess funding would be nice, but just even letters of endorsement to say, that you support what we're trying to do here.
Yep.
Because obviously letters of endorsement help a lot more.
I can think of some national companies, international companies. If we're talking about supporting youth, and I know it's not always about the youth, but if we're supporting youth that can display their talent and be creative, especially on a network of online or TV, I think of the energy drinks. I think of the airlines that could help you getting around town to town. Renter cars. I could think of a few people that could help you, mate. Imagine being sponsored by Red Bull, for example. That they, the kids have a can of drink and then they go do some art.
Yeah, well, that'd be awesome. But well, those are the sort of people that we're trying to gun for at the moment. Just some really solid support.
Another one, mate, I know if you look down the track of trying to involve some Indigenous art and trying to cater for that community, being all inclusive, surely our friends at the government, maybe there might be some funding that way. Have you looked down that track?
Well, it's definitely something that we're going to look down eventually, You know, there's always all those different types of avenues, you know, but obviously Indigenous art and culture is one of our major parts of the show,
Yep.
you know, and we can incorporate all different styles.
Yep,
you
cool.
know.
Now being Indigenous, I reckon, good tip for the viewers. Marty's from New Zealand. Have you ever across your canvases and across the artwork, have you gone down the traditional Maori artwork? Yeah.
Well, yeah, we've actually discussed a lot of traditional artwork, you know, between us in the management team that we have at Kings and Queens of Canvas, but obviously there's a time and a place for everything, and we're just moving each step, you know, one step at a time, and just taking our time, and we're going to try to incorporate as much as we possibly can,
Yep.
you know, just to give the audience a wider view and spectrum of different types and styles of art.
Sweet. As you know, I'm involved in quite a few community things, and I think there's some opportunities there that I can assist you. But if you look down the camera, mate, it's not so much funding. Like I know money helps, but I guess it's more a call to action of who would you like to get involved?
Well, at this point in time, Scott, I guess just anybody that supports art in any way, shape or form,
Yep.
you know, be it whether you're Indigenous or not, or just anybody that's keen on supporting what we're trying to do here, not just for the show alone, but you know, for the communities
Yep.
as a whole.
Yep.
You know, both locally and nationwide.
When we first met, Marty, you've got some core values, mate, of what you want to try to out of the project. Off the top of your head, mate, some of the core values that you're trying to achieve as well.
Well, the 4 core beliefs that we've structured everything around, including the business plan, Scott, are art-related crime prevention, sensitivity to Indigenous art and culture, employment and education. And we believe that if we can cement those down first as our 4 core beliefs, everything else should fall into place.
Yeah, it's a great platform. We're a bit nervous. It's our first go on camera, mate. But what I want to tell the audience of our Caboolture and wider community, Marty Woodhouse, a single dad of 5 kids, mate. You live locally. You've got a heart of gold, and I know that you want other people to prosper. So we're all for it, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
bud. Cheers.